Let's prepare on the center of gravity and moment of inertia. So now we are going to see about the center of gravity and the moment of inertia. So first, what is center of gravity means? It is the point through which the resultant of all the force of gravity acts. So it will be normally the center of any object, okay. But centroid means it is in particular the point where the moment of area about any axis is 0, okay. So these are the difference between center of gravity and centroid. So now let us see the centroid values for some diagrams, okay. First let us see for the rectangle. So along the x-axis it is b by 2 and along the y-axis it is d by 2, and area we know PD, okay. So this is for rectangle, and for square also the similar thing only. And when we go for the triangle, it is half b along the x-axis and 1 by 3 h along the y-axis. So this 1 by 3 h is from the base, that is from this point to this point only it is 1 by 3. If you are telling it from the top means it should be 2 by 3 h, and area we know it is half bh. And then the equilateral triangle, it has all sides equally, so x-axis and y-axis both will be having 1 by 3 b, and the h is also 1 by 3 h, okay, y also 1 by 3 h, and the area is not this, it's half bh, similarly for a triangle. And then the quarter circle. So for quarter circle, along the x-axis it is 4r. R is the radius of that circle by 3 pi, and y-axis it is 4r by 3 pi, and the area is half pi r square. And then for the semicircle, so semicircle it's 0 along the x-axis, and along the y-axis it is 4r by 3 pi. So this is same for quarter circle and semicircle. And then the area is again half pi r square, whereas in quarter circle it is 1 by 4 pi r square. And then for a sector, so if a sector is taken and the angle is alpha from the x-axis, means it should be 2r sin alpha by alpha along the x-axis, and y will be 0, area will be ar square. For an arc, it is, that is arc of a circle here, okay. So it means arc of a circle. So here it is r sin alpha by alpha only, and 0 y-axis, and for area it is r sin alpha by alpha. Then the quarter circular arc. So for quarter circular arc it is 2r by pi, and y-axis it is 2r by pi, and then area is pi r by 2. And then for a semicircular arc it is 2r by pi, 0 for x-axis and 2r by pi for y-axis. So these both are same for y-axis, and the area is pi r. Okay, so this arc is nothing but these three are arc of a circle only, but this need not be a quarter or semicircular. So it can be of any length. The arc length can be of anything, but this is in particular for the quarter circular arc and semicircular arc. And then comes the moment of inertia. So moment of inertia is generally called as the resistance that a body needs to control again its rotation, okay. So that is only generally called as the moment of inertia. So you can always call it as the second moment of area also, okay. So whereas the section modulus will be called as the first moment of area. So here the principal moment of inertia is a term which is for which the product of the inertia will be 0 there. So this is also an important point. And here there is two theorems, parallel axis theorem and perpendicular axis theorem. So with respect to the I values only they are given that. So Ixx, so along the x axis means it is Igg plus Ah square, and along Iyy means it is Igg plus Ah square. And then if you see for perpendicular axis theorem means along the z axis it will be equal to the moment of inertia along the x axis and y axis. So this is the formula for perpendicular and parallel axis theorem. And this I, so this Z is called as the polar moment of inertia. So along the z axis, no, so it is called as polar moment of inertia, and we generally term it as J also. So this J value we will be using in some units, that is for finding the torsion and all, this J will be coming. So the values of this J is also very important. So here for circle and for a square I have given the J value. For circle it is pi d power 4 by 32, and for square it is a power 4 by 6. So if it is a hollow circular section means you can write it as pi capital D4 minus small d4. Okay, so if it is a hollow circular by 32, the same thing. And the next thing is the section modulus. So it is the first moment of area and the unit is mm cube or centimeter cube. So it is generally for a rectangular it is b d square by 6, and for a square it is a cube by 6, and for a diamond shape it is a cube by 6 root 2, and for a equilateral triangle it is b h square by 24. So these values are very important. They have asked this directly in the objective questions. And then comes the moment of inertia value. So these are very important. So for a rectangle it is b d cube by 12, and along the y-axis it is d b cube by 12. So this is in general along the axis, but when you are taking from the base means it is b d cube by 3. So always this xx ixx, no, so this should be divided by 3 so that you will get the value along, that is from the base. So it is b d cube by 3, and then the triangle has b h cube by 36, and along y axis it is h b cube by 36. From the base means it is b h cube by 12. And then for circular it is pi d power 4 by 64, and y axis it is pi d power 4 by 64. And semicircular it is 0.11 r power 4 and 0.393 r power 4. And then for a hollow circular area it is pi by 64 d power 4 minus d power 4, the same thing for along the y-axis also. And if it is a hollow rectangular section means it is 1 by 12 b d cube minus b d cube, whereas in the y-axis it is the same formula, but there it is db cube minus db cube. And if it is a ellipse means along the x-axis it is pi a b cube by 4, and it is pi a b cube by 4, the same thing for x and y-axis. Thank you, and keep watching for the next lecture on theory of simple bending.